Good morning, afternoon, evening, YouTube, whenever you are watching this. Today is Wednesday, the 11th of December, and I am off for a posing lesson. And before that, I've got my newly increased pre-workout meal. Obviously, I'm not immediately going to work out, I'm going for a posing lesson, but it's only half an hour and it's only over in Bradford. So I'm having pre-workout now because it's 12 o'clock and that is when I always eat my meal too. At the moment, this has just been upped as of yesterday's check-in from 100 grams of pasta to 130 grams. And the other two main ingredients of this meal, 50 grams of avocado and a tin of tuna, protein, fats, and then the big influx of carbs from the pasta. I also have some peas that I put in with the pasta when I'm boiling it. So we're getting a little bit of veg in with the meal as well. Top tip for tuna, buy these John West ones that come with the ring pull. You don't have to use the tin opener, and they are already drained as well. I think they're a little bit more expensive, but I have 2 tins of tuna a day, so I'm more than happy to have the convenience, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, meal 2, I've got the tuna, and then I also have tuna with my meal 4, which is with 2 pita breads. So that, you know, that is where we currently are. You've seen a full day of eating already. Not much has changed since the last YouTube video, except that I've got the extra pasta going into my pre-workout meal now. We haven't upped rest day food. So, to be honest, because it's December, I've had a lot of festivities. So I'm just mixing lighter than light mayo with my tuna. I've had a lot of festivities. So, like, for example, last week, 2 3-course meals. I've got another 3-course meal this weekend as well. So, you know, my weight is probably just fluxing up a little bit more than it otherwise would be if it wasn't December. And therefore, quite honestly, we're not increasing food as much as we otherwise would be. Just purely down to the fact that, you know, I am up about 4 pounds since starting with my new coach. And yeah, just holding about 146 pounds at the moment, which I'm perfectly happy with. But would probably be about 144 if it wasn't for sort of like the festivities and the extra food that's going in on the week. So that's kind of where we're at. It's like, rather than obviously having big increases to my daily food, I'm actually having extra food across the weeks via various festivities. And they're not going to slow down anytime soon. I've got my own client Christmas party this weekend. So we're also going out for a 3-course meal and drinks. So it's just going to continue, to be quite honest with you, until the end of December. So while I'm waiting for the pasta to cook, I pretty much always make my intra-workout drink, just like a routine I have, so it's just time efficient. 2 birds in 1 stone. As always, 2 grams of pink salt goes into the intra-workout. And then I've got my EAAs, which at the moment I'm just using the loaded EAAs from CNP. This is the strawberry laces flavour, which I like a lot, to be fair. It's good. I have 10 grams of EAAs, and then I'm not currently having creatine in my intra-workout drink, just purely because at the moment I've got a flavoured creatine, so I don't want to take away from the flavour of the EAAs, so I'll just have it separately later in the day when I remember, which I'm actually not very good at the moment. So that's my intra-workout. I'll leave it on the side for later, to be fair, because I'm not going to take this to the posing class with me. I'll drive to Bradford, come back, and then after that I'll probably have another meal before going to the gym, just because obviously it'll have been a good couple of hours by the time I actually then get in the gym after I've eaten this meal. And you know, I want to make sure I get enough meals in. I'll come back from my session, have a little snack, and then I've got a sports massage at 6 p.m. So that's my day so far. Done check-ins, all boxed off this morning. Had my oats, which is the same as it was last time, 75 grams, with my peanut butter and my berries and my whey. And yeah, typical Wednesday in the life. Well, not typical, I don't always have posing or a sports massage. But yeah, this is my current Wednesday vibe. Right then, I actually swiftly had a change of plans. Once I got to my posing lesson, I just suddenly thought, I never just train at the gym where the studio is. So Emma Heineman, the posing pro, she has her own gym attached to the posing studio. I never really train there because I'll be honest, I don't love the kit. But I just thought, do you know what? I just need to get on. And this posing lesson's only half an hour. So as soon as it was wrapped up, I got on with my delts and quads session. And this is actually exercise 2, which is meant to be like a rear delt row. They don't have a machine as such, so what I did was I just set up a cable like this and just aimed to like drive my elbows like basically like backwards and out to hit the rear delts, and it was actually pretty effective. So, you know, you can pretty much make things work wherever you are, guys, and that's what I did with this session. So the session is push and quads, which is my Wednesday session of my 5-day training split. It's essentially 3 push exercises, or basically exercises for the delts, really. So the first exercise is a lateral raise variation, which I just ended up doing this on a single arm lateral raise machine that I could find. Then I went in with the cable rear delt row, as you can see. And then it's a pressing movement, so I'd usually do it on my own shoulder press machine in the gym, which I usually sort of progress on, but I had to sort of make do with this one. It's a lot heavier than the one in my gym, so I went a lot lighter than I usually would. Even on this back offset, it looks like I'm hardly moving any weight, but yeah, completely different strength profile on this machine, completely different resistance profile. So you just work with what you've got, guys. When you're in a different gym, you figure out the weights and you just go within your usual rep range and take it to failure, which is exactly what I did on these sets. So still a very productive session and a very productive way to train. Into the quads portion of this session now. So it's starting with leg extension, when we can get the quads short when they're fresh. So this is pretty much that exercise that achieves that. So yeah, bit of a weird leg extension here, but I made it work again with what it is. By the way, every exercise within this session is 2 working sets. It's a very, very taxing session. So it's the only session on the block where we haven't escalated volume. It's stayed the same. 2 working sets, apart from the first exercise of lateral raise variation, which is a cable variation usually. But yeah, everything is 2 working sets. Then we're into the big quad compound of the session. So obviously I've got the shoulder press for the push compound, and then we've got the hack squat, which, yeah, it's going to come off, to be fair, in the new year now. I'm using that Cybex hack squat at House of Gains usually. This hack squat here, no idea. It didn't have a brand name. I've never used it before, but I actually got the same weight, which is like 2.5 plates on this machine as I would for like my top set on the Cybex hack. But yeah, struggled quite a lot with hack, to be honest, across this training block. Just finding a standardized position for it in House of Gains, because sometimes I've got blocks to elevate my feet, which I need because I'm short and I can't get the full range of motion. It sort of bottoms out, which is really irritating. So I don't really have a standardized setup for it. I have found that I struggle with my bracing, which is something I've really worked on with hack squats, you know, like taking in your air like at the bottom of the rep. And when you're in that eccentric like I am here now, I should be breathing still to then go into my brace. So this top set wasn't actually brilliant. But I'm always sending them to my coach. I'm always getting feedback and I'm always improving. So, you know, I'm not perfect either, guys. That's why I've got a coach to help me with my training. But the second set that I've done on this, which I'll show you in a second, I'll show you the full set, was what he said was the best set I've sent him yet. So I managed to get my bracing a lot better, which if you know what you're looking for with the breathing, you'll have a look and you'll see where I'm taking in my air at the bottom of the rep, but I'm breathing throughout the eccentric as well. So back off to come. forgot to say as well, but one of the better things about that last hack squat set was more the ability to keep it continuous. So we're not pausing at the top of that rep. We're going straight back down, keeping the set nice and continuous. So we're not relying on, taking long pauses at the top and, then resetting. We're kind of keeping ourselves in the set and keeping constant tension on the quads, because that is the goal of this session, is just like really nailing the quads. So yeah, we've had leg extension, we're into hack, and then now we've got a quad focused split squat. Savage this. So 2 sets on split squats. The second set is also a drop set as well, which is pretty nasty. And so, my coach was reminding me as well, just taking time between each leg, because I was struggling and my second leg was hurting a lot when I was just kind of, jumping straight into the next leg. So yeah, that's a great tip in general for all your sort of single work, is making sure that you do actually take a rest, treating each side, whether it's lat work or whatever, leg work, just treating each side as its own separate exercise and spending time 30 to 60 seconds between, making sure that you are ready to go again. But yeah, these split squats are absolutely savage at this point in the session. So making sure I'm stepping forward, and then just kind of leaning into it quite a bit as well for myself, just to make sure that I do, drive my full body weight through that quad, through that front leg. And that, that for me, really rinses my quads as well. So by the end of this session, I'm absolutely knackered. But we've still got one more exercise to go. All right. So the mad dash towards Christmas is now done. It's the 22nd of December now. We are 3 days out from Christmas Day. And yeah, I had all the best intentions last Wednesday when I filmed that video. However, I've literally not had time to pick up the camera again. I've not had time to edit, and this has been on my list. And it's the last thing that I have to do before I check out. Apart from I'm doing check-ins tomorrow morning for my Monday clients, and I've got a client call to map out her prep next year. But that's just tomorrow morning. This is my last kind of task of this current working week, because it's Sunday today. That I've promised I'll do, because if I don't write it down, it's not happening. But I've made myself that promise by writing it down. I will get a YouTube video out for you all before Christmas. So I think since that video anyway, there's not been too many changes. I did have a food increase in my check-in this week, so we really are pushing now. I'm due to start prep the first week of February, actually. I can say that now. So we've finalised that. So I've still got all of January, but obviously that's not long. That is not long. That's about 5, maximum 6 weeks away. So yeah, we are pushing now. We did increase food. Basically, my post-workout cream of rice went from 100 grams to 120 grams. And then rest day wise, we just had a small increase from 350 potatoes in my meal 2 to 400 grams. So it's a lot of potatoes now. And also my oats went from 75 grams to 80 grams in the morning. So little increase on a rest day there. And then another increase on my training day regards to the post-workout meal. So I've obviously got a massive sort of 130 gram pasta meal that you saw earlier in the video from my pre-workout. And then post-workout, I'm having 120 grams of cream of rice. So yeah, basically it's 2,700 calories now on a training day. And then we're closing in on 2,400 on a rest day. So I've managed to get my food quite high. I'll actually put some of the posing clips up as well, that you can see what I did, what I got up to in my session with Emma, and also just kind of generally how I'm looking at the moment. So I am starting to just feel that weight gain a little bit now. I'm settling more at about 148 now. So kind of closing in on 147 last week, and we're 148 this week. So I really am just kind of creeping up on the scales a little bit, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. My training's flying at the moment, so I'm really happy with general progressions. I've had my last sort of full week of 5-day training split this week just gone. So I had my last session yesterday on Monday. So tomorrow I'm just going to do an upper session just from my 4-day training week, just because I'm only training tomorrow, and then I'm not training again because I'm having the Christmas week off. I'm going up to the Lake District where my parents now live, and there's no gyms nearby, so I'm having a full week off the gym next week, just a deload week off work as well. So it's going to be fantastic. So essentially we've come to the end of this training block. We've been escalating volume quite a lot throughout the weeks of checking in with my coach. So yeah, we've increased food, but we've increased training volume in line with that as well. So I've been really pushing for, physique progression as much as possible, really. And obviously with that comes a small amount of fat gain, but take that on the chin, especially with, off plans and stuff like that have generally been happening a lot more with being the Christmas month. So that's kind of where I'm at. I just wanted to, get this video out, wrap it up as well. And basically wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I did have my client meet as well that I mentioned earlier in the video. That happened the Saturday last. So yeah, it was a really amazing day. Nottingham we went to, and we trained together. So I had a videographer in. There will be a YouTube video coming out on that training session as well, which I'm excited to release probably in the next week or so. And yeah, so there's a video coming. And then apart from that, we went for food, we had a Secret Santa, we went for drinks after as well. So we had a full night and day of it, you know, we stayed over and everything. So it was like a proper event, you know, and it was really fun. And yeah, I'm super excited for the new year. I've nearly filled up all spaces on my 12-week photo shoot challenge that's happening starting in January, and then the photo shoots at the beginning of April. So yeah, there's a video on my YouTube shorts if you want to go and check that out and sort of find out more about it. But there's only 2 spaces left, so that's got to be, you know, very soon if you want to inquire about that. But yeah, that's going to be the first project of the new year. There's going to be a lot more team meets going in for my clients. There's going to be like webinars that I'm going to start introducing, like as in, you know, regular webinars with myself and getting all the teams together. There's going to be gym open days, so I'm going to be dropping a location of where I'll be training on a certain day, like give my clients a few weeks notice. And then anyone that wants to come down and see me in person, train with me, or just train together with other clients, there's going to be a lot more kind of like casual meets and stuff like that, rather than, you know, big specific organized ones like the ones I just had. But yeah, there's loads to come in 2025. Obviously my prep is going to be mega. Like I've got, you know, I've got my shows picked now, almost. There's the Two Bros calendar doesn't quite align with the PCA one in terms of when I would want to compete, so I might have to sack off PCA, and that's a decision that I still need to make. So I'm not quite sure on my timeline yet, actually, in terms of the shows. I haven't fully decided. There's also deciding whether to do a pro qual abroad or just not do that. Like realistically, I'm probably not going to go pro. Like there's a very small percentage of that happening. Like I just know I'm not big enough. So it's kind of like, do I make the effort to go abroad? Yes, it'll be fun, but it's a lot of money and time and effort to spend when it's not really my year in terms of me shooting for a pro card. So a lot of things to weigh up and think about, but I thought I'll give myself the Christmas break and some downtime to really think it through. And then I don't even need to rush to make a decision anyway. We just need to get prep started in February. So I've still got time, but that's where my head's at the moment. If I go for the Two Bros in the UK route, that means not doing a PCA show because they clash. If I go for the abroad route, pro qual abroad, then I can actually do a PCA show first. So it's just deciding whether to go abroad or not. And if I don't go abroad, I won't be doing PCA. So that's that. But anyway, I'll wrap up now. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for following along this year. Please, if you got this far and you listened to me ramble, like the video and then also subscribe if you're not yet. Apart from that, I'll see you in the new year. Ciao for now.